The DOJ is announcing today that since the 4th of July, our southeastern U.S. attorney's offices have charged 12 additional defendants with defrauding taxpayer-funded programs. 4 defendants were charged for concocting a scheme to convince food stamp recipients to sell their federal benefits at a discounted rate in exchange for cash. The scheme caused nearly $20 million in fraudulent EBT transactions. 2 of the co-conspirators are foreign nationals, and 1 even has a pending final order of removal from the United States.
It is just unbelievable. Sickening. A massive new fraud scandal exposed. Nobody else is talking about this. The Department of Justice announcing today they have uncovered $350 million in fraud related to, as you just heard, food stamps, small business loans, housing benefits, and tax fraud. The fraudsters spent that stolen money on Ferraris, luxury homes, jewelry, bling, vacations. It's also important to note that none of this would have been exposed if Donald Trump had not won the election. Colin McDonald is the DOJ Assistant Attorney General in the Fraud Division. Alan Wilson is the Attorney General of South Carolina, one of the 7 states involved in exposing this. Gentlemen, great to have you. Colin, I'd like to start with you. So the fraud was found in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Take us through what you found.
Yes, that's right. If it sounds like deja vu all over again, it's because it is. Because everywhere we go, every district we go to, every state, we're finding the same recurring pattern. That is people exploiting our taxpayer-funded programs to enrich themselves at the expense of all of the rest of us, the American taxpayer.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Mr. Attorney General, every state that investigated this has a Republican Attorney General. I'm wondering if you think that's a coincidence. But can I just ask you, these were foreign nationals, so are we talking about people who are in this country illegally that are being accused of doing this?
Well, let me first say this. In that particular case, that might have been the case that it was all Republicans, but I have had actually some success working with the Attorney General of North Carolina, who's an elected Democrat. Again, when you look at fraudsters, they are usually using newer technologies, they're using newer tactics, newer protocols, they're collaborating, they're coordinating, they're cooperating with each other to conduct these advanced, complex schemes. The government, historically, has always been late to the game. That is why we have to break down the barriers. We have to cross the lines. Last summer, I was involved, as I just mentioned, with the Attorney General of North Carolina, the United States Attorney's Office from Mecklenburg County in the state of South Carolina, and we uncovered $20 million in Medicaid fraud. We had to cross geographic lines. We had to cross jurisdictional lines. We had to cross partisan lines to be able to effectuate that. Now, yes, there are blue states out there that are dragging their feet on that, and President Trump and the Justice Department and the Trump administration have been leading the way on busting fraud. But here at the state level, we're working as hard as we can to help them in their efforts.
Well, it seems like, let me just play you a soundbite. This is a smattering of what Democrats are saying about your investigation. Take a look.
Coming from this guy, he would know fraud, where it was at. Yeah. So used it to...
He's like Sigmund fraud.
Yeah. demonize the immigrant community, especially the Somali community.
That's Tim Walz. We know of almost $19 billion in fraud that was uncovered in his state, Minnesota. That's one of the largest frauds in U.S. history by mostly Somali immigrants. So Donald Trump is not demonizing the Somali community. They are the people, by and large, who have been arrested and convicted of this, for the most part. Let me just ask you about these foreign nationals. Who was doing this? Is this illegal immigrants as well?
So across the country, we see fraud rings of all shapes and sizes. They do include illegal immigrants who are able to exploit our generous benefit programs. We recently, in Boston, announced a takedown of 15 illegal immigrants who stole the identities of Americans to then steal the money of America. So that problem set is one that we are confronting, where foreign nationals, even individuals who've never even touched foot in America from foreign lands, are exploiting our programs. We are leveraging data analytics and other conventional tools to be able to root those actors out.
And we're so glad that you're doing that. I just want to play this for everybody at home, this video. This is what these people were buying. Ferraris. They were buying red Ferraris. One was a convertible. Diamond necklaces like bling for going out. They took Egyptian vacations. They rode camels. They were buying homes, one in the Virgin Islands, one in Miami. And I bring this up, there's the bling. I bring this up because they weren't hiding it, Mr. Attorney General. They never thought they were going to get caught, did they?
No, and Colin and I talked about this earlier. There's a deterrent effect to aggressively pursuing these people who are conducting these types of fraud. Right now, for years, they have felt unencumbered. They had felt unpoliced, and now that is changing. They're going to continue to commit fraud and steal money from taxpayers and basically take much-needed services from families in need until someone stands up. We're standing up. These people are going to go to prison. And just this last year, we indicted 6 people who were committing fraud by providing fraudulent identification documents for illegal immigrants. So some of these people are violent. So we have to work together to deter this fraud and to catch it and to put it in prison.
All right. Keep it up, gentlemen. Appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you. Colin McDonald, Alan Wilson, thank you.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.